first, you'll want to pull up Eastern State's site. You can find their online tour in the menus tab. You'll find some tours and other location information under the Visit tab, but it's really going to be under the Explore tab where you'll find the online tour. Click that, and then you'll be taken to a page with an aerial drawing of the Eastern State compound. Floating pins highlight 10 different sections that you can explore, and when you hover over a pin, it lights up red, and when you click on a pin, it pops up info about that section, room, or cell within the prison, which we'll come back to that part. We're actually going to first travel back in time with their online tour from 1998, which is accessible via the link at the bottom of the page that I just clicked. And both tours offer interactive 360-degree views. But I think I like this 1998 tour, the best, because you get to explore more areas. Let's check it out. Okay, so there are a couple of things to know about navigating through this tour. You can let it auto-rotate like what's happening now. And as it goes around, I'll point some things out. So you might notice certain symbols. If you see a lowercase I with a circle around it, you can click on it to learn some information about whatever area it is that you're visiting. And sometimes you may even see a symbol for a photo, which I think we're coming up to one here. Yeah, so you can kind of see there's several symbols in this shot, and here's the photo. And there's also, I call them bullseyes, and that's the info one. That's a bullseye, another bullseye. So sometimes there's multiple, like you're seeing now, on each page. So here's the info. Okay, I lied to you. We're going to do the info one first. The 20th century, it tells about, you can see the prison as it was the day that they took the aerial shots of it, or the 360 shots of it. This is an aerial. And then I guess he was saying that his wife was in the store back there because it was too hot, so she was trying to keep cool. And then this one just tells the street, 21st and Fairmont, I believe that was. Okay, so we'll come back here and we're gonna jump into the prison from here after we learn a little bit about the introduction. And you can read this, and you can scroll down. You can see the scroll button on the side there. But okay, here's the photo. So see, if you click that, that's a old drawing of the complete Eastern State Penitentiary back in the day. And now we're gonna jump into the Warden's Office, which was originally located in the administration building. However, sometime between 1872 and 1885, the Warden's Office was relocated to a new building between cell blocks 9 and 1. Amid security concerns, the Warden's Office was relocated to the administration building between 1923 and 1924, where it remained until the penitentiary's closing in 1970. Okay, so now we'll just kind of zoom around. You can manually move around the room as I'm doing. And here's another tip for navigating from place to place. If you direct your mouse down, you'll see this map. They're in every room that you're in, and then they also have those bullseyes, and you can hover over them like I'm doing, and you could pick whichever area that you want to go to. There's a couple of ways to navigate through the tour, which is pretty cool. On this map, it's a little trickier to see, so you really have to play hide and seek. There's over 20 pins though, so just kind of hover around and you can figure out where you want to go. And if you click it, it will zap you to wherever it is that it marks. Okay, so let's demonstrate this. And we will go to... We're going to try to go for the front entrance. Head above the front entrance. Let's see where we go. Still clicking. Showing you, and you can zoom in and zoom out if you want. Baseball field, death row, we'll get there. Greenhouse. Whee! Isn't that filing cabinet crazy? There's all kinds of old artifacts in this 1998 tour. That's what I kind of like about it. You never know what you'll see. Okay, here we go. Above the front entrance. So this is downtown Philly back in 1998. And I'll just sort of move around a little so you can see. Oh, and here's the more info icon that gives an overview of Eastern State and tells that construction was started in 1822 and it was operational from 1829 to 1871, and at that time it was the largest and most expensive public structure ever built, and it became a model for over 300 prisons worldwide. But I think my favorite part is what Charles Dickens said, that I didn't know he had traveled to the United States for the express purpose of visiting both Niagara Falls and seeing Eastern State. And then they have a quote on there from him too. It says, "I hold this slow and daily tampering with the mysteries of the brain to be immeasurably worse than any torture of the body." Very interesting. Spoken as only Dickens could write, or written. I'm speaking, and I don't speak like Dickens, I'm quite positive. Okay, so where will we go next? Taking a look around our surroundings again. I just always like to look around and kind of see what we might come across. More bullseyes in this case. Okay, so now we're inside the guard tower, and just take a quick peek around and see where the other bullseyes we come to might take us. Directly behind the clock. Chapel. Oh yeah, and if you look up, here's the watermark for future history. And then there, it's kind of interesting. It's like a dome effect, but let's zoom in and do we see anything? Do we see any restless spirits that might have inadvertently been captured during the time of this filming? I'm always on the lookout for ghosts. What about you? Actually, there are a couple that we'll get to in here that, are they shadow people or not? They're pretty creepy. There's one it's very good. So this tells about the guard tower. Which, it's interesting that, inmates never used to leave their cells, so they originally didn't really need a guard tower. But then one became necessary. Pardon I drive like this too, just kidding. Okay, so now we're beneath the guard tower. Again, and kind of see how this is laid out. I'm not sure what that is on the ground, but you can zoom in and still get pretty good picture clarity to explore whatever you might want to close up. Okay. Abandoned spaces are really so intriguing, aren't they? They kind of possess their own kind of beauty, and like this, it's just a very interesting shop that you might not get to see otherwise. Okay, so now we are above cell block 6. Let's kind of check this out. It's just old room. Isn't that cool? It's like a little window or something. You can zoom and see the cell blocks, or the alleyway through there. And then look, old shoes, or old boots rather. You just never know what you'll come across in these photos, which is fun. I mean, whose boots are those? Why are they up there? How'd they get there? Were they an inmates? And we've got this broken window. Okay, so now let's go inside the prison proper and take a quick peek at some things, like check out the surveillance hub. And you'll find 2 info buttons here. One tells about the function of the surveillance hub, and another highlights an area that was used in the movie 12 Monkeys with Brad Pitt. And then zooming in, what is that? See, this is one of those things that looks like a figure in the background, doesn't it? Almost like a shadow person. Okay, so here is, speaking of shadow people in another creepy place, check out cell block 6 link. Okay, do you see it? I'm going to zoom in and circle it. I'm sure it's just a matter of shading and lighting, but it kind of looks like a little bit of a shadow figure, doesn't it? And even in the back, at the far back there, it does too. Okay, another way you can explore the areas and jump is like what I just did by hitting the synagogue. You can see the thumbnail menu at the bottom of your screen, and you can also click through there. So, but keep this synagogue in mind because we're going to come back to it. But it's very interesting that it was in this state then in 1998, and it just shows you what restoration projects can do, and how they can really transform and save, make it good again. We'll get to that though. So now we're in the Central Records Office, and it's pretty bad shape too, back in 1998. Okay, now we're inside the operating room, which is, it's pretty creepy too with that light fixture, isn't it? Makes for a great image. And then, let's see, is this outside the OR? I think we're getting there. Oh, nope, still inside. this is fascinating. Okay, this is outside the OR, and this is a door with the name of a former medical director on it. Okay, and cell block 4. Just when I'm going around, I'm like, there are pictures, so nothing's gonna leap out, but it almost does, like, what's behind there, what's hiding in the shadows, or lurking in the shadows, as the case may be. Okay, and this is cell block 2, 10, and 11 link. Oh, this is the exercise cell. And back in the cell block 2, 10, and 11 link, you can watch a movie clip from 12 Monkeys, I think they have. And then this is the dining halls and kitchen complex. To read about that if you want to, and then is there anything lurking in these shadows? Let's zoom in. I don't see anything, but if you do, be sure to let me know. Go take the tour. There is something on the wall there. Doesn't it look like it could just be a drawing or graffiti or something? That's kind of creepy. But in this place, this is the chapel, I believe. That's a pretty cool shot too. Movie screen. So I think they used to show movies in here, maybe. Forgot to look on that. Okay, so now we're getting the part. Keep your eyes out, because when we zoom in here. Okay, this is. What in the heck? Can you see it? What is that? Kind of looks like an imprint, or I don't know, I'm sure it's just pareidolia, but okay. Cell block 6 at gallery level. And go to cell block 7, I think. Sure, I think this is cell block 7. Okay, here's the hospital. Which also, just the old beds and just the it almost looks like a war zone, or like it could be in some other foreign country or something, right? Or Chernobyl, or just is so interesting what a state of disrepair it was. And this is death row. What it looked like they've also, not renovated, I wouldn't say, but restored, I guess, or tried to salvage. Not quite sure the right term to use. It's really nice that they include the information like this about the different areas so you can learn. It's a lot more fun to actually go and see it in person, but until we're able to do that again. Or if we're not able to get there, an old toity, as I call them, toilet. Which when we get to Capone's cell, you'll see that one's much more modern than the one that was in Capone's cell. Which, no jaunt to Eastern State would be complete without a stop there. And it also includes a photo recreating how Capone had it decorated, which is how they currently have the cell. So you can see that. And then the toilet. That's what the toilet looked like back then. But they flushed automatically, which once a day. Very interesting. And then, oh yeah, one last thing, the Eye of God. That was originally, their single light source that they had. So that's what it looked like in Capozzo. And there's a lot more to see and explore, so be sure to go do that. But now we'll take a super quick peek at the other online tour of the more updated and restored version. It looks a lot like the other one, except you click the pins and then you can navigate through the areas by clicking on whatever image you've pulled up and, do the 360. Like in the kitchen and the bakery, you can zap around. And you also get information on where it was, and you can compare and contrast where you've been. See, here's the synagogue. Remember, the roof was falling in, the walls. Now look how gorgeous it is. Look what they did. I mean, that's just remarkable, isn't it? So, good alternative to the real thing. And here are a few of my photos from the time I finally got to jaunt to Eastern State back in 2016. We're getting there. That's what we'll end on. We're in the hole, which was a fun place to explore. We got to take the tour while we were there. So you can zoom around. But here are the photos. That's my husband on the right walking up the stairs. And I love stairs. So if you see a lot of staircase photos in here, that's why. And then, of course, is it haunted? People say it is. Maybe we even have proof in this tour, right? And then this was an exhibition that was amazing. More stairs, see? Is that a little ghosty peeking around the corner up there? And this barber chair. Thanks for taking this jaunt with me. I hope you enjoyed it.